Oh, hey folks, how you doing there? Coming today on Of All Things, Monday, August 1st. And today's video is going to be me reflecting on, I'm just simply refer to it as really truly what it is. We are seeing the disintegration of Hillary Clinton right before our eyes. There's so much media coverage on her. They cannot hide the fact that she's got the head injury. They've been trying not to talk about it. She's got it, okay? You look at the videos, you put them in slow motion. The right eye and left eye blink at different rates. Like, there's not like they both blink at the same time. Her eyelids go like left, right. There's a slight delay, but if you slow down the video, you can see it. Now, what that tells me is there's the transposition between the two hemispheres of the brain, huge amounts of interlacing. Okay, now I'm going to get very technical here for about a half a second. Guys, you have about a third of the connections as chicks do. That's why women talk so much, because they have so much more information battering around that they can just express it. Where we normally use 150 words, they'll use a few thousand words. That's just the way we're wired. It's nothing really on a chick. It's nothing really on a guy. It's just how we are built. But if you have some of those connections and interstacies and interstates and turnpikes and whatnot, and some of those roads are busted, things kind of go, okay, let me go around this way. You can talk to any stroke victim. They will tell you they just don't think the same way. One of my wife's aunts had a stroke. She says, her wiring is kajiggered and everything is not correct. And if you see that instance where you see Hillary hanging out doing the coffee, and they're like, "Hey, Hillary," I posted a video where she's, for about a second and a half, 2 seconds, whatever. She's just like completely kajiggered, and she could not like express anything. They're just like all loopy for about a little while. And finally, she's like, "Here, this stuff's great. See what it did? It gave me brain freeze."
Every way.
And how did you talk about Senator Warren? Did you talk about vice presidential possibilities with Senator Warren?
You guys have got to try the cold chop.
I've had it.
That's not the case at all. You had a case of sensory overload, and you just pop. Everything went kablooey for about 5 seconds till your brain rebooted. So case in point, she's got that. Now there's also a picture out, and I'll show it to you. Those of you who don't want to see her crawling up a stairwell with poop stains, don't look. But this picture is now floating around. Ew! All right, we're back, and you can see obviously she's walking up the stairs with the poop stain. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The emperor wears no clothes. Well, Hillary has now put it down. Bam! Written in steel. You will not photograph Hillary Clinton boarding or disembarking the aircraft on which she flies. Why do you think that happened? Maybe because somebody snapped a picture of her walking up the stairs with a poop stain on her pants? Yeah, maybe one of these things might have something to do with the other. The next one. So basically, that's two examples. She went kajiggered and brain fart in the news thing in the coffee place. She has poop stains on her pants, meaning she's starting to become incontinent. Things aren't working so good, muscle reflex and what have you. Because that's two of those damning things that happens to females. Number one, they lose urinary control and they become urinarily incontinent, which means their bladders leak. When they cough, it's called stress incontinence. It's when they cough and they might drip a little bit. Obviously, we know where it's coming from. It's on the front. Well, also, they might lose some bowel control. Their anus might be clenched, not tight enough, or it might have some kind of not grown enough muscle control that when you cough, or if you're putting yourself under some kind of stress, like going up a stair or something, and you're stepping up, something might slip. So that's example number 2. This is going to be example number 3. It has been observed, and the picture is going to be right here. All right, and we're back. You guys are looking at this picture. Hillary was doing something, and she was guffawing like crazy, had her mouth wide open, and you see that she has an oral ulcer about the size I'm gonna say it's charitably about the size of like an M&M. Okay, maybe about the size of a dime, but it looks like it's fairly deep. It looks like it's not exactly really happy because it's gone through the dermis, the epidermis, or the outer and the inner skin layers to actually getting deep into the actual fleshy part of her tongue. No, tongues. This is the dirty little secret. Tongues heal exceedingly fast. That's why you can pierce your tongue. That's why you can split your tongue. That's why you don't bleed to death when you split your tongue, because your tongue heals fast. Like all those guys that do all the stuff, like put stuff out on their tongue. Yeah, if you've ever eaten really seriously blisteringly hot pizza and you get the fuzzy tongue, notice in about 2 days it's pretty much gone. The blood flow to your head is exceedingly good, and it's just the way you're built. You heal really, really fast. Facial injuries, head injuries, scalp injuries, any of that stuff heals very, very fast because you get such blood flow to all these parts of your head, neck, and what have you, that everything gets major amounts of nutrition, major amounts of O2, major amounts of healing impetus to make it go quick. So if she has this little dished out thing in her tongue and it's looking not real happy, that is something that's been on there for a while and it's now healing. Now, here's the other shoe to drop. Hillary, for something like this, would probably need to be taking something that is, let's just be charitable here. She's had a head injury. She might be having problems. Now, chlorpromazine or thorazine is occasionally used off-label for the treatment of severe migraines. But if you leave it on your tongue, like if you're like, oh man, my head is just killing me. And I've been known to do this trick myself, okay? If I take like any kind of if I'm dealing with allergy things or something, I'll pop one in and I'll let it dissolve slowly and then I'll swallow the rest. But to get it quick into my bloodstream and get it quick working on my sinuses and everything, I will do that to knock down the allergy to a degree. You're really not supposed to do that, but it does put it into your bloodstream quick. I mean, because you got such blood flow and everything around your head and everything, it's one way to do it. But if you let these things dissolve on your tongue and you're doing the chlorpromazine or thorazine, it can cause ulcers on your tongue. And the thing about it is for me, that ulcer looks about tablet size. And I actually did do that once. I took one of the allergy meds I was taking, and I accidentally I went to sleep, okay, and I left it on my tongue. I woke up, and I was like, oh, and it looked like somebody pretty much had just taken my tongue and went, neat, and put a cigarette out on it. It was not fun. It was really, really sore, and it took about 3-4 days for it to heal up. I mean, it was a pretty good dished out cut. It was raw, sore, nasty, not fun. But, it basically is a chemical burn because it has components that can, basically cut into your body and cause minor trauma. Now, she's got this thing in her mouth. There's something else going on there. That is the one medication that I looked up. I didn't go through the physician's desk reference, and I didn't look for everything else associated with head injury, but that one popped up very quick. Now, the other thing, too, is also you notice now she's been kind of calmed down a little bit. That's a secondary function of thorazine. Thorazine basically chills you out a bit, deals with, it deals with bipolar. It deals with people who are, not even all there psychologically, and it kind of chills them out a bit. So maybe one of these things might have something to do with the other, and she had just a raging effing headache and was like, I got to knock this thing down quick. Maybe she was sucking on a thorazine to get that to work, and, maybe she went to sleep. Or maybe she forgot about it and just went, okay, I'm going to sit here. Next thing you know, you insert the frying bacon sounds to just cook it into her tongue. This is just stuff I'm noticing, but she has now shown 3 examples where you can see her health degrading, and Donald Trump he's still Donald Trump. He's not going, okay, I'm really tired here. Oh, this is too much work. Oh. Dude sleeps 4 or 5 hours a night, and he's just the Energizer Bunny. That's just how he rolls. You ain't going to hurt him. Hillary seems to be breaking down, and she is not doing good. So that's pretty much just my casual observations. I'm going to bounce off you guys, and I'm going to get back to you guys tomorrow, as usual. And like I always say, thank you guys for coming by and checking out that stuff, but I'm going to break off on this one. Eat good, keep tendering as always, you know and you love it. Hillary Clinton, you are disintegrating right before our eyes. And it's in stark contrast to the guy that you're fighting against, because he ain't breaking down at all. See you guys.